Hello, Open Spokes, and welcome. My name is Brendan. This is Friday, and we are talking about the tough topics. So, as usual, I kind of like to start with a little bit of history. And a couple of years back, I wrote a blog post on the history of American education. It's my own research, and I'm not a historian, I'm a math teacher. So, bear with me a little while. But really, our education started in the 1650s or so. Uh, and it was all about teaching students to read so they could read the Bible, really. It wasn't until the early 1800s that Horace Mann became the first Secretary of Education. Um, well, there wasn't a cabinet level, but he really pioneered public education for everyone, not just a few people. Um, and even at the beginning, he saw education as an equalizer. Uh, you see right here, you know, he was the idea that education would be an equalizer, it would destroy poverty and really uplift all of society. And that's been the great debate in education. Do we just teach kids to multiply, divide, add, subtract, and read and write? Or do we really educate the whole child, bring them all up, bring everybody up to an equal part? Do we make citizens out of people, or do we just teach them? If we just teach them, it's really simple. You could take 50 kids, put them in a classroom, and put them in front of computers and say, here, learn how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, and write stuff, and we'll respond to it. And it becomes a very impersonal thing. But that's the efficient way of educating people, of those basic facts. And if you hammer it into their heads hard enough, they will get those basic facts. However, we really want to go beyond that. At least I hope. Um, and we educate the whole child. I think ASCD has a whole child education thing where they really talk about this. I should have brought it up. But I wanted to bring up a couple other things. Postsecret is a great site that I follow every week. Every week, this artist just puts up these postcards that people send in to him, and that's it. No discussion on it. There's discussion forums on it, but on the Postsecret site, there isn't any discussion. It's just anonymous secrets. And I've heard of some schools, middle schools especially, putting these up in the board and saying, and just allowing the students to put their own secrets up there anonymously to get that stuff off their chest. And that's so important, especially in those transition years. I've been a middle school teacher for a while, and honestly, there are times, and I've heard people suggest this before, that middle school, stop trying to teach anything and just socialize the kids. Teach them how to deal with puberty, teach them how to create relationships, teach them how to understand each other and care for each other, and worry about the teaching later. And sometimes I really think that would be a more effective use of uh, our middle school time, that period from 6th to 8th grade when students are really changing so much. Now, this was a story that I read a long time ago when I first started blogging, and it's very powerful. And it's a personal story of an educator who, went through a lot of bullying behavior in high school. It's really beyondschool.org, a legacy of jocks and fags, and I would definitely suggest everybody. If you haven't heard of Amanda Todd, you should watch the video. Uh, this young lady just having a tough time, and it really ended up in suicide. Her whole idea, this whole video here, where she made these little cards and told her secrets. Kids are doing that all the time. See over here, there's dozens of them. You can also search uh, My Secrets in YouTube, and there's a whole bunch more. And they're almost all teens, just with little cards telling their little secrets. Um, some of them are very poignant, and some are very lighthearted, but all of them tell a story, an individual story. It's my secret. I like to watch those when I'm feeling down. TWLOHA, To Write Love on Her Arms. A story of some people who brought in a junkie who wanted to get saved, who wanted to, or tried to save a junkie. She used to, this is a big problem with a lot of kids these days, is they cut themselves. The pain and everything seems to, it takes away the emotional pain you're having and turns it into a physical pain. But, it's really becoming difficult for a lot of kids. So this is a great site, I think, just to get information on that and to share the story. I learned about it through this postsecret, and he's also a big supporter of a couple of suicide sites. He usually has something on the bottom. I don't. So, what does this have to do with education? Well, our future of education, I think we've pretty well decided. It's been 200, 300 years of education, in 400 years of education in America, 150 of public education, specifically towards equalizing people, giving everybody an opportunity to survive, giving the object to be eliminate poverty. So let's stop playing around with we need the 3 R's and that's all we need in education. And let's start getting into the realities of this. That no child left behind shouldn't mean a score on a test. It should also mean a child who has the ability to survive in society. You need more than just to be able to read and write to survive, to excel in society. To be equal with everyone else, you also have to have the capacity for self-love. You have to have the capacity to be able to communicate with your peers on an equal footing. And that means more than a test. It means more than a skill. It means educating the whole child. Thank you for listening to my little rant today.